truly understand this, you probably need calculus, which I don't have. This is going to be interactive, and what drew me to this, well, first of all, the idea of variable change is to eliminate variables from a problem, to simplify it or to clarify it, so that the problem can be solved more simply or more clearly. And I ran across the concept by watching a movie called 21, in which the movie was about blackjack and how numbers could be used to control the game of blackjack. Now, I will tell you, when I got home, I did some research on it. I was fascinated with the topic. I didn't understand it at the time, and I went online, and I can tell you that physicists and mathematicians argue to this day, and have been for over 10 years, about the truth of this. And it's amazing to me because it's actually very clear. And by the time I finish, I expect that every single one of you are going to be able to understand what some physicists and some mathematicians are still struggling with. There's one. Without calculus, there are several programs. One is called the Monty Hall paradox. It's also called the Bertrand's box paradox, or the three prisoners problems. And it is a takeoff on the let's make a deal game. So with let's make a deal, we have 3 doors behind me. And 1 door is a brand new car, and 2 doors are goats. I'm going to ask each one of you to pick a door, but I'm going to pick the first one for you because it will screw up the explanation, and it doesn't matter which door you pick. So whether it's 1, 2, or 3, let's say you all picked B. We need to get 1 door off the program. There are 2 doors left now, and I open 1 door, and there's a goat. Now we have 2 doors left. And the question is, do the odds reset to 50-50, or does your original chance, which was 1 chance in 3, remain? Trevin, I'm going to give you the opportunity to switch to door number 2.
Yes.
Or stick with your original choice of door number 1.
Door number 2.
You want to switch? Why?
Because the odds are now 50-50.
Then why switch? They're even.
So, I have a 50% chance to increase and only a 50% chance to stay where I'm at. So I can only go up.
You may be right. I'm not sure. That explanation is too complicated. Carolyn, I may be trying to trick you.
I want to switch.
You want to switch too?
I'll stay.
You'll stay. You want to stay with your original choice, or do you want to switch doors? There are only 2 doors now. Stay with the original. Stay with the original. Corey.
Switch, I believe.
Do you know why?
I've read this before, but I never understood it.
Remember why? Okay.
I never understood it though.
The 2 doors that you didn't choose, when one of them is eliminated, the remaining door has a 2/3 chance of containing the car. As, what's the word? Counterintuitive as that sounds. Now, the reason, well no, let's get to the reason at the end. Let's take an example, let's increase the example to 1,000,000 doors. And I ask everybody to pick a door, and each one of you picks a different door. 1 door in 1,000,000, the odds are 1,000,000 to 1 against you. Whatever door you pick, I go to the other 999,998 doors, and I eliminate all the goats, one at a time. And now I've got 2 doors, and I ask you, do you want to switch? Is there anybody that would stay with their original choice there, in that example? You would, okay. So you pretty much figure that you initially were right, and that you had picked 1 chance in 1,000,000. So now we'll play the game again. Another 1,000,000. You get to choose 1 door. I take the rest of the doors, eliminate all the goats, and now we have 2 doors, and I ask if you want to switch again. You want to switch this time? So again, you think that you picked 1 in 1,000,000, 2 times in a row. Want me to do it a 3rd time? Another way to look at it is you take the 3 doors and you do it 1,000,000 times. Well, if you do the 3 doors 1,000,000 times, whatever door you pick, you've got 333,333 wins and 666,000 losses. I will always eliminate the goats, so it never really resets at 50-50. The variable is my knowledge of what's behind the door. It's just a parlor game. Any one of you can do it. You take a million doors, you have somebody pick one. 999,000 times they're going to be wrong. You've got the other all but 2. So in there is going to be the car, except for 1 chance in a million. You eliminate all the ones that aren't the car, and the car's there, this is the goat. Does it make sense? Is there anybody that's still confused?
You actually did a lot better job of explaining it than when I read. I think it was in the Sam Harris book. I'm still a little confused.
Until people say they more or less got it.
I haven't. I'm different to that.
Well, no, but okay. Then I probably shouldn't do it in the speech. Maybe I could talk about it later, or just carry on.
We have 30 seconds left for the end of the 7 minutes.
Well, let's say you do the game then. You're the game host. There are 1,000,000 doors. You know where the car is. I picked door number 1. There are all these doors left. One at a time, you open up each door with goats in it. I didn't pick the car. If I picked the car, then the game is shot. Well, what the chances are 1,000,000 to 1 against it. So you're just opening up doors of goats until there's 2 doors. You eliminated all the goat doors except for the car door. You had 999,998 chances to have the car. And I had 1 chance in 1,000,000 to have the car. So for me, to fool me, you eliminated all the goats. And you could do it again, and again, and again. So the variable is the fact that I know where the car is.
Okay.
The person thinks that the odds are reset. If I didn't know where the car was, then the odds would reset. You've got 3 doors, but one time in 3, not knowing it, I would open up the car.
I understand now.
But I will never open up the car because I'm the game show host. I will always open up the goat, leaving the car 2/3 of the time.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
I was under the assumption that they didn't, it was just they didn't know either.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, once you get that aha moment, then you can go home, you can Google variable change, and you can watch all these mathematicians arguing with each other. Thank you.